Okay, so why are you trying to download your admit card now? Your classes is not finished. Your exam is not going to be held from tomorrow. Then why are you trying to download admit card and all?
मैम वो शेयर सर जो बोला था कि 6 AM का डाउनलोड कर पा रहा है बोल के।
कर
तो
पा रहा है। गलती
नहीं
से
वो
शायद किसी
गलती से
सिस्टम ने दे दिया होगा, लेकिन अभी तक सिर्फ 8 सेमेस्टर का एग्जाम है तो वो लोग डाउनलोड कर रहा है। तुम लोगों का लास्ट क्लासेस जो है वो क्लास करने का टाइम ही जुलाई में, 15 जुलाई। अभी 1 महीना है। एग्जाम का डेट नहीं दिया
कौन
है। 8 सेमेस्टर का जल्दी खत्म होता है, लेकिन क्योंकि उन लोगों को पास करके निकल के जाना है ना, इसलिए उन लोगों
हाँ
का
मैम
पहले जल्दी जल्दी एग्जाम होता है। अभी कल से एग्जाम है उन लोगों का। ठीक है। तुम
ठीक है
लोगों का अभी तक नहीं दिया है। 15 जुलाई में होगा शायद, जुलाई में लास्ट में ऐसे हो सकता है, लेकिन अभी नहीं है। एडमिट कार्ड डाउनलोड करके फायदा नहीं है। ओके। सीआर को
ओके मैम
किसी ने इन्फॉर्म, कैसे क्या इन्फॉर्म किया होगा पता नहीं। किसने इन्फॉर्म किया
मैम
है? गलत इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दिया है। अभी जो
मैम
तुम
वो
लोग का डाक फीस पेमेंट का जो फी है स्ट्रक देने का, वो हो गया शायद डे टाइम। लेकिन एडमिट कार्ड अभी तक कुछ बोला नहीं है डाउनलोड, तुम लोगों का निकल नहीं रहा है। ठीक है।
ठीक है
तो लास्ट क्लास क्या किया था? व्हाट डिड यू स्टडी? Kennedy's seal theory? We have studied that one? Kennedy's theory? Isn't it? Yes or no? Do you remember what was the last class? सो तुम लोगों का जो लास्ट क्लास कैनेडी दिया था, वो शायद कहाँ तक था, मैं देखती हूँ एक बार चेक करके। ठीक है। यहाँ पे सामने हम लोगों का पास में एक किसी का वो बहुत चिल्लाता रहता है। कैनल लाइनिंग ये सब तो खत्म हो गया। नोट्स मैंने शेयर नहीं किया है, कर दूंगी जल्दी से। सो कैनेडी सील थ्योरी पढ़ा है हम लोगों ने, है कि नहीं? जो एक एडीज फॉर्मेशन होता है नीचे, एंड दैट एडीज इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर eddy current is generated because of the friction of the force and the bed of the channel, and that is responsible for the silt to move upward. Responsible silt for moving upward. Okay. And critical velocity based on Kennedy's theory. So last, what we have got, we have gave different n values for different canal lining, isn't it? And limitations of Kennedy's we have studied. What are the limitations? Uh, since it is a trial and error method, so canal design using chill theory is a trial and error method, so it is not accurate method. Okay. And this equation for bed slope, they didn't give any information regarding the slope of the bed. Okay. So the equations of Coulter's equation is used to compute the bed slope. To compute a bed slope, the ratio of channel width B to its depth D has no significance in Kennedy's seal theory. There is not perfect definition for salt grade and salt charge. इन लोगों का salt grade और salt charge के बारे में भी कुछ नहीं बोला था Kennedy's theory ने। ठीक है? And complex phenomenon of seal transportation is not described in these Kennedy seal theories. Again, procedure of canal design using Kennedy seal theory. So what are the procedure? Case 1, We have discussed, I think, different cases. Case 2. Okay. And next is your Lacey's theory. Okay. Lacey's theory of canals. Okay, let me share another screen. Lacey's theory is called Lacey's regime theory. Okay. And the full name is Gerald Lacey. And he gave information about regime in 1830. So, what is his hypothesis? According to his theory, dimensions and slope of a channel to carry a given discharge and silt load in easily erodible soil are equally determined by nature. So, according to his theory, silt is kept in suspension by the vertical component of eddies generated at all the points of force normal to the weighted perimeter. So, what is weighted perimeter? Suppose this is your channel, this is your weighted perimeter, this whole side, isn't it? So, all the forces along the perimeter, eddies are formed, and these eddies are responsible the silt which kept the silt in suspension. Okay. And regime channel. What is a regime channel? A channel is said to be in regime if there is neither silting nor scouring. जो चैनल में इरोशन नहीं होता है, सिल्टिंग नहीं होता है. सिल्टिंग मीन्स डिपोजिशन ऑफ डेब्रीज, डिपोजिशन और स्काउरिंग नहीं होता है. We call that channel as regime channel. And according to LACEY, there may be three types of regime. Okay, one is true regime, initial regime, and final regime. So, what is true regime? और ग्रुप में मैं लिंक पहले से ही भेजा हुआ है, इसलिए लिंक बार बार मतलब सेंड नहीं करते. नेक्स्ट टाइम से मतलब किसी के पास होता है शायद लिंक, लेकिन पहले मैंने लिंक भेजा हुआ है, इसीलिए और नहीं भेज सेकेंड टाइम नहीं भेज. Okay, so what is a true regime? A channel will be in true regime if the following conditions are satisfied. What are the conditions? If the channel discharge is constant, if the flow is uniform, and if the silt charge is constant, that is the amount of silt is constant. Silt grade is constant, that is the type and size of silt is always the same. And channel is flowing through a material which can be scoured as easily as it can be deposited. Such soil is known as incoherent alluvium. and it is one of the same grade as is deposited. Okay, sorry, transported. So these are the conditions when we can call that a channel is in true regime. Okay, all the conditions can never be satisfied, and therefore artificial channel can never be in true regime. They can either be in initial regime or final regime. See, so what happened? There is no channel which satisfy all the conditions. That means a channel can never be in a true regime. Either they follow initial regime or they follow final regime. Okay. So what is initial regime and final regime? Initial regimes. A channel is called to be in initial regime state when the bed slope of a channel varies, where the cross section or the weighted perimeter remains unaffected, then it is called a initial regime. Next is final regime. All the variables such as perimeter, depth, slope are equally free to vary and achieve permanent stability is called final regime. That means in a channels, if the channels having all the perimeter on the perimeters like weighted perimeter, depth, slope are all equally free to vary and achieve permanent stability, then it is called a final regime. So in such a channel, the coarser the seal, the flatter is the semi-ellipse. The finer the seal, the more nearly the section attains a semicircle. So this is the figure of silting. This one, this figure shows channel shape carrying fine silt. This type of shape is taken when the silt carrying coarser silt. Coarser means with the size of the silt particle is more. Okay, and this the third one is for channel shape carrying medium size silt. Okay, so LACEY's equation. What is the fundamental equation of LACEY? The fundamental equation is V velocity equal to root over 2 by 5 Fr or F equal to 5 by 2 V square R, where F is 1.75 root over D50. Where F is called the LACEY seal factor. Okay, and from this equation you can write V equal to 10.8 V R to the power 3 by 2 S to the power half. That means S is slope, R is the radius, mean radius, and V is the velocity. And derive equation. The equation for determination of velocity, slope, etc. are function for seal factor, whereas seal factor is function of sediment size. So F is the seal factor, and it is depends on D50. That means the grain size of the silt. For upper Indus basin, F equal to 0.8, the value of F equal to 0.8 to 1.3. And for silt plain, F equal to 0.7 to 0.8. So what is upper Indus basin? What do you mean by upper Indus basin? So these basins generally located in states like Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, part of Rajasthan, and Chandigarh. So these basins is called Upper Indus Basin, and that type of state, that means Punjab side, Kashmir side, that is our Upper Indus Basin. So in that place, the F is taken from as 0.8 to 1.3. And what is Sindh plain? So generally it comprises mainly the province of Sindh and stretches between the Punjab plain and Arabian Sea. Okay, so derived equation P equal to 4.75 root over Q. This equation we have got from perimeter equation from hydraulic structures. Okay, P equal to 4.7 root over Q. Q F to the power of 1 by 40. Derived equations. So these are the equations derived. LACEY's rise and flow equation. So LACEY's normal result scour depth is given by this formula. The above scour depth will be applicable if river width follows the relationship P equal to 4.75 over Q. LACEY's normal scour depth is equal to 1.35 into QF 1 by 3. Q is the discharge inertia, L is the actual river length. So calculations, LACEY's design of channel using LACEY's theory. What we have to do? So these are the design procedure of LACEY's design procedure with the help of LACEY's theory. Number one, calculate the velocity from this equation. V equal to QF square whole QF square divided by 140 whole to the power 1 by 6. Where Q in Q max, V is in meter, and F is the seal factor, and it is given by 1.75 D minimum. Okay. Next, work out the hydraulic mean depth R using this equation. 5 by 2 V square divided by F. We have to find out R. Compute area of channel section Q equal to AV. Area we have to find out. We will get Q. V we will know V. So from this equation we have to find A. Compute the weighted perimeter using this equation P equal to 4.75 root over Q. Knowing these values, the center section is known, and finally bed slope S is determined using this formula. S to the power 5 by 2, 33, 40, Q to the power of 1 by 6. So let's see. Today 34 students. Design irrigation. So here is a problem given. Design an irrigation channel in alluvial soil using LACEY's theory. So discharge Q is given 15, LACEY seal factor F is given 1, and side slope is given half is to 1. So find out V, Q, F square, put the values of Q, F 140 and it will will come as 0.689 meter per second, and area Q by V 15, V is 15, sorry, Q is recharge is given 15, so put 15. V value you will get this, from this value you put this, and area is 21.77 meters square. Okay, now you find out P 4.75 root over Q, you will get P equal to 18.4 meter. Next D, depth. How you find the depth of the channel? P minus root over P square 6.9448 divided by 3.748. So this is a basic equation which is derived to find out the depth of a trapezoidal section. Okay, using perimeter. So D you will get 1.36. Again B. What is B? B is the width, isn't it? Width of the channel. So what is width? P root over 5D. So you will get this value. Again R 5 by root over V square by F. 5 V value is this one. So V square by F value is 1. So you will get R value is this one. And slope you have to find 1 by 5 to 4 5. So these are the let's just one second. So these are the parameters you have to find out while designing a channel. Velocity, area, base, width, perimeter, hydraulic mean depth, slope. All these value you will get. Another problem is given. Okay, let's move to the next topic. This LACEY's shock theory is not required. Okay. Next, come to the drawbacks of LACEY's theory. So, what are the drawbacks? Number one, the concept of true design is only theoretical and cannot be achieved practically, isn't it? So, LACEY has provided us information about design, but that is only theoretical. They cannot be applied in practically. Okay, that's why this is the limitations. Next, the various equations are derived by considering the seal factor, of which is not at all constant. Okay, the concentration of silt is not taken into account. The silt grade and chill charges are not clearly defined. The equations are empirical and based on the available data from a particular type of channel. The characteristics of regime of channel may not be same for all cases. So he has given some idea of regime. So what you, for a channel, the regime may not be same. Okay, in all cases, the regime we cannot apply that regime is applicable to this channel. That's why this LACEY theory is also having some drawbacks. Okay. Next, there are some Difference between Kennedy's theory and LACEY's theory. Number one, it states that silt carried by the flowing water is kept in suspension by vertical component of eddies which are generated from bed of the channel. But in LACEY's theory, it states that the silt carried by the flowing water is kept in suspension by vertical component of the eddies which are generated from entire weighted perimeter of the channel. So Kennedy has told that eddies are generated in from the bed of the channel, only the from the bed of the channel. But LACEY's theory gives us the information that the eddies are generated throughout the weighted perimeter, throughout all the sides of the channel. Okay, so this is the difference. Next, the relation between V and D. It gives the relation between V and R. So critical ratio M is introduced to make the equation applicable to difference the channel, but in shield factor F is introduced. So Kennedy has introduced M, critical velocity ratio, but LACEY has introduced F, shield factor, to make the equation applicable. Okay, next, Cooter's equation is used to find the mean velocity. But in LACEY's theory, gives an equation for finding the mean velocity. He didn't use any other equation to find out the mean velocity. He only gives an equation to find out the mean velocity. Next, number 5. This theory gives no equation for bed slope. This is important point. Kennedy didn't provide any equation for bed slope, but LACEY's he gives an equation for bed slope. So somehow LACEY's theory is most acceptable than Kennedy's theory. Next one, in Kennedy's theory, the design is based on trial and error method, but in this method, trial and error is not involved in LACEY's theory. Okay, so these are all about Kennedy's and LACEY's theory. If it is possible, Wednesday class, I will give you some numerical problems related to Kennedy's theory and LACEY's theory. Okay? And after Kennedy's and LACEY's theory, one or two topic is left, which I can finish by June last week itself. Okay? I will share the notes. So let me take the attendance. Uh, Keohonu Chotu, are you present? Keohonu Chotu,
Yes, ma'am.
are you
Yes, ma'am.
present? Okay. Okay, let me. Next, Yunjungar Kichu, are you present? Oimjung Younger
Yes,
Kichu.
ma'am.
Present.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Present, ma'am.
Next session. Gyani Jamatia, are you present? Gyani Jamatia. Absent.
I'm present.
Present. Okay. Then Jason Kiri Mongjar, are you present?
Present, ma'am.
Jason, today is your first class or what? Kasi
Present, ma'am.
Losung. Kasi Losung. Kasi Losung. Pranay Chakraborty. Margat Mayak. Mayak.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Where is Margat? Okay. Present. Omit. Omit Panga. He always absent. Toko Totu. Toko Totu. Absent. Puri Temik. Puri Temik.
Present.
Puri Temik present. Marka Ite. Marka Ite. Ebina. Likha Tagu. Are you present, Likha Tagu?
Present, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay.
So these
So
students,
these
except
students,
these
except
students,
these students,
most of them
most
are
of them
regular
are
students.
regular students.
Kejevito.
Kejevito.
Kejevito Keho.
112 present.
Okay, 12 I have got.
112 present.
Hebina Vasumari present. Yes, yes, I have given. Only absent is I written. Like yes or no. And any other left? Okay then. Hmm, what is the time? 32. Okay, then you can leave.
Ma'am, 90.
Name. What is your name? Jashan or what? Kichu. Okay,
Raju, ma'am.
okay. Kichu present. Yes, given. I have given present. Yes, present. Okay. Okay, then thank you.